Hi, everybody. I'm Dee.
And I'm Jay.
And we are ParoDeeJay.
Welcome to another episode of ParoDeeJay's Port Guides.
Yeah.
We are digging deep into Alaska. We are kind of digging deep this episode we are going to Haines.
Not many people go there.
Yeah, when we first saw it on an itinerary, we said, what the heck? Because we had not heard of it. Honestly, I hadn't. It's a small town that is not too far from Skagway. You can actually catch the fast ferry from Skagway to get over there.
We've done that.
It's probably the most non-touristy, I would say. The very most, let's call it the most natural Alaskan town. Probably second only to Hoona or something like that.
I agree.
That we've been to. So let's get into it. Let's start with navigating the port, actually. This is going to be an easy one. So in Haines, you walk down the pier, and there is a little parking lot with restrooms and a map, and you're in a parking lot.
Yeah, that's it.
That is the port.
There is no port.
But you can walk to town. I think it's about a half mile to walk over to town.
Yeah.
Or do tours, and you would meet your tours in the parking lot, things like that.
So it's very convenient.
Yeah. So moving on to ship excursions. So if you find yourself in Haines, you're probably going to want to do an excursion to make the most out of your time.
Agreed.
I went on Carnival's website. Guess what? They don't have a Haines section to pull from. So really all we're going to talk about is the things that we know of that we have done in Haines. The first one would be when we went and we did the Off the Beaten Track tour. One of the highlights in Haines is the Hammer Museum.
It's so cool.
It is literally a museum with more types of hammers than you could ever know that you needed to know about.
Yeah.
I guess it was kind of like a passion project, and it started as a little collection and just grew and grew, and now it has become this kind of amazing thing.
And there's a giant hammer outside for an awesome photo op.
Yes. So that tour also took us around to the Extreme Dreams Gallery, where we learned a little bit about making glass beads and all kinds of art.
The gentleman that runs it was so sweet and was teaching us how to do things. He was like, if you ever come back, we'll do some classes. And he was so nice. I love meeting the locals.
The other tour that we have done in Haines was when we actually didn't go to Haines and we took the fast ferry across and we got to do a tour. We went out to Chilkoot Lake on a wildlife search. We were there at the wrong time of year. We talked a little bit about this in our Skagway video. But I'm sure if you go at the right time of year, you will see cool wildlife. I still had a good day though.
We walked through the wilderness and got to learn about what was growing around us. And it was very informative. They had lunch, which was really tasty. There was beautiful photo opportunities. I had a great day, even though all we saw was an eagle, but that's okay. It was still cool.
Yeah. And that's really all of the recommended excursions I have for Haines because that's what we've done in Haines.
Yeah.
So I would say check your planner online and get some ideas and you'll see what they've got. But very quiet town, but I like that about Haines.
I do too. It's very natural.
Let's go ahead and hop over to exploring on your own. So looking at Haines, like we said, it's about a half-mile walk into town to explore. Not too far from the port, you have Fort William H. Seward, which is kind of historic and fun. We drove through it.
We did.
And saw some of the buildings, but I believe you can, stop there and explore some. You've got the Hammer Museum, which we mentioned before. There is the Sheldon Museum, so a couple of things to see closer to what I would call the downtown area. There's also Extreme Dreams Gallery about 6 miles outside of town. We touched on that a little bit. Chilkoot Lake is about 10 miles outside of town, and like we said, we took that tour over there.
Yeah.
They've got the Chilkat Bald Eagle Preserve, which is about 20 miles outside of town. See, we keep getting further and further from town.
Yeah, pretty far.
We have not been there, but it looks like a good place to explore. And then one of the big things that we eventually want to do is, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the Crochelle Films Wildlife Center. It is about 30 miles outside of town. Yeah. So some sort of transportation needed to get there, but the little bit of research I've done on it definitely looks like a place I'd want to go.
Yeah, I think it's like an all-day kind of thing. They have all sorts of wildlife, things that you don't see every day, obviously, but definitely want to check it out.
Yeah. So rainy day fun is a section that we like to stick in these Alaska vlogs because, surprise, it does rain a lot in Alaska. So pretty much, I want to say, other than probably walking to town and going to some of the museums, some sort of internal things that you can walk around and get out of the rain.
Yeah.
Library,
There's
something
the library.
like that.
It's supposed to be a really nice library, actually.
Yeah. So there you go. Rainy day, hide inside.
There you
learn
go.
some stuff.
Yeah.
Now we'll jump ahead to tour vendors because sometimes you want to be on your own, but not fully on your own. So first up, I have Rainbow Glacier Adventures. That was who ran the tour that we took when we were in Skagway. You can book independently, and you can actually do the tour that we did if you are arriving in Haines via cruise ship, I've seen. But they have a lot of other options for wildlife and all sorts of tours through them. Some other ones that we did research on but have not used personally would be Time and Space Nature Adventures.
Oh, cool.
Haines Rafting Company. They do rafting.
Yeah.
And Alaska Mountain Guides Adventures. Now that one actually looked interesting because that was like some climbing, and they have some really intensive looking excursions on that one. So a lot of nature-y, active things to do around Haines if you're into that. And that'll bring us actually to Free and Frugal Fun. Now, Haines, being that I usually include only the port in these videos, except I do try to include the surrounding town, Haines is not going to fare too well. I mean, I love going to Haines.
No, it's nice.
I feel like I'm discovering fun, new things, but on the Free and Frugal scale, I believe I'm giving Haines about a 1.5, because I feel like when you go there, you need a plan, you need a tour, you have to have something in mind to do, because if you think, oh, I'm just going to hop off and do much and nothing, you're probably not going to have a great day in Haines.
I guess you could walk to some of the landmarks, but having a plan is probably the way to go. Yeah.
What was your rating for
me? I'll give it a 1.7.
You're gonna make me do math. That's easy. So
I'm
that's an average score of 1.6. I can do that in my head. So Haines, if you see it on your itinerary, I am always optimistic because anytime we can explore a new place, especially kind of a pristine, untouched, very natural place, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, don't skip it. The locals are awesome, and there is a lot to see and do, but you do have to go a little ways out.
Yeah, and I guess that is it for our Haines port guide. So if you have any experience with Haines, give us some suggestions in the comments. I'm putting links to all of these tour companies and things and vlogs and what we've done in the description, and we can always add to that. So let us know, cool stuff to do. And so hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We do have lots of these for the Caribbean, Alaska, lots of port guides to explore. I'll put the playlist in the description too.
Cool.
But if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, become a Paromaniac today, socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep, and until next time, rock on.